Hello, my friends. It's Ranger Russ from the Meigs Nature Center in the dark, hoping to find some insects. Now, I have put out earlier today a sheet. I've lit it up here on the backside with a UV light to see if we can attract some insects. And then down here, we've got just a little floodlight. So far, what I've got in are some flies. So you can see here's a fly up here. Wow, that's tiny. I don't know if you can see that. We have a little fly. I'm going to turn the camera around so that I can show you what I'm looking at. And we'll see. We have a fly. Typically, show you, this is how I... Okay. Having a little bit of trouble connecting, even though this is my backyard. Oh, that looked like a crane fly. I don't know if you could see it. Just flew across the sheet. This is just a plain white sheet. I've got a spotlight and a UV light to put on it, and so far nothing really to look at. Still just got a... All right, so I'm trying not to connect with Wi-Fi. We'll just connect. So you can see not a whole lot of activity. This has been up for about an hour, so I'm a little bit disappointed that we're not seeing more. But what we'll do, we'll go over and take a look at the moth attraction mixture that I made earlier today, and I did apply it to some trees over here in the dark. So again, if you didn't see the earlier this afternoon episode, I mixed stale beer, sugar, and a rotten banana. And then there's something on the ground here. So there's been frogs hopping all over this area. Oh, there it goes. Great big giant toad. That's very cool. So the toads like the insects too, because they eat them. Okay. So let's check our tree here and see what we have. So down low, you can see there are some ants. I smeared this stale beer, banana, and sugar on the tree. And all I have so far here are ants. I'm not seeing anything else. So the ants love this because I created this mixture of food for them. And I really need somebody to be working this camera tonight because this is very difficult by yourself. All right. This is the first time I've tried something like this in complete darkness. We're gonna go over, I did it on a few trees. I smeared that mixture on this tree. There's a daddy longleg over there. Technically, I believe daddy longlegs are not in the spider family. There's a couple of ants, and it looks like another type of a fly up there. And man, I can smell that beer and sugar mixture. All right. Not a whole lot here. So let's go, we'll check the other trees. You can see this tree. So this is a American beech tree that I applied the mixture to. Not as much texture on the bark. Try and operate this camera here. Hold on a second. Oh, not working. Okay. So this is smoother bark and still... Oh, daddy longleg on that one too. I don't know if you guys can see that. See him bouncing there. Those are predatory and they're out looking for other insects to eat. But I do see, I don't know if you guys can hear that, but there's a wood frog calling. So I've got cicadas, katydids, and now a wood frog going. And here's the last tree that I put the mixture on. We'll look closely here, see if we see anything. We can go back and check the sheet some more. Oh, there's another. This is identical to the one we saw in the other tree. This little fly just flew away before I could get a good look at it. So there are so many tens of thousands of insects. Generally, I can't be very specific with identifying an insect. I can get you the families pretty closely, but it's a little difficult with some of the insects. I know some of you have sent me photos of insects that you'd like me to identify, and sometimes that's a bit tough. All right, so let's go back over to our sheet. This is why I need sheets. If you look on our Meigs Point Nature Center wish list, I think I still have sheets on the wish list. On this side we've got, there's a moth attracted to the UV, and not sure what that one is. Oh, this here, that's the shadow of the fly. He's still on the other side. This is a moth over here. Now, generally, moths have more feathery antennae, and when they land with their wings to the sides. And a butterfly will land with its wings up, and they have a thinner antenna. And if we look down here, yeah, so far I'm having better luck with UV light than I have with the stale beer and banana mixture. So we've got a few more little bugs. So these look like flies. I'm going to turn on a flashlight just to see if we can see their colors. Now, most people have a very specific opinion of what a fly would look like. But there are actually lots of different kinds of flies. They don't all look like your typical housefly. Many flies actually look like bees. And people do get nervous at that. Christina says, I just have to look at her front door. I feel like I would have done better just turning my outside light on and filming that right now. So I want to take this opportunity to remind everyone, if you have questions or comments, you can put them up at any time. I really encourage you to put up where you're messaging from. I always like to see that. And please visit our website, meigspointnaturecenter.org, the virtual learning center. Christina is actually responsible for putting up the content that goes along with the videos. So big shout out to her, because we have lots of great information on there. I think she creates the word searches and things herself. So Madison, any fireflies? I have not seen any fireflies this evening. And this has not been a great year for fireflies in my yard. I have had years where you saw them everywhere. But we are also getting a little bit late into the year. And I feel like I waited too long to do this program because this evening is pretty cool. I think midsummer heat would have been better for attracting things. And something just tried to fly in my mouth. Let's see if it's going to land. It's a little moth. It's flying over to the other side over there. All right, let's see. A mothball at John Himmelman's house. Some extraordinary visiting moths appeared. Very large ones. That sounds awesome. John Himmelman, actually, if you want to see some videos, I believe that they are up on our virtual learning center of him reading some of his books. And someone says, Samantha says, they've been leaving their yard as dark as possible this summer to allow the fireflies to communicate. Great idea. I generally do not have lights on outside of the house unless we have company coming over. And that's partially because I don't want to have a motion sensor clicking on every time a wild animal goes by. They might not want to stick around after that. All right, so definitely UV light is attracting more than just the floodlight. I was really hoping for a lacewing, a Megaloptera. They're giant winged insects. Oh, there's a really cool, I don't know, these are really tiny, but this guy right here has completely clear wings. Actually looks like it could be a type of mosquito. Now in Connecticut we've got, I think it's 43 species of mosquitoes in Connecticut, but only 4 or 5 of them really prey on people. A majority of them actually get their food, their nutrients from plants. They will actually use their probing mouth part to suck nutrients out of plants, and then a lot of them prey on birds. Many more mosquitoes prey on birds than on mammals. Unfortunate for the birds. What kind of bugs do bats like? Great question. And bats like anything that's flying. They typically go for just insects that are flying. Now over here we've got another little guy that came in. I was really hoping for some bigger ones that be easier to show you. Oh, someone's asking, what? I should have brought my glasses. 43, which carry West Nile? West Nile, I believe there's only a couple of species that actually carry West Nile. But unfortunately, they are the ones that prey on birds and people. And mammals. Shouldn't say people. Mammals. There aren't any mosquitoes that are specific predators on us. Oh, I just saw a click bug, but he jumped away really fast. Couldn't show you. All right, I hope this microphone is good enough to pick up a barred owl that's singing right across the street from me right now. And the other night we had a coyote. That's the barred owl again. We had coyotes the other night as well, so. I know many of my neighbors have seen bears. I still haven't seen one. If I see a bear, you can bet the first thing I'm going to do is go to Facebook Live so you guys will get to see it. Okay? There are now 2 barred owls across the street talking to each other. Very cool. And one of them is a much higher pitch than the other. All right, we're going to look over here one more time, and then we're going to go check the tree again and see if our stinky mixture has attracted anything. Do mosquitoes hibernate? No, I believe that all the mosquitoes, the adults die, and so it's just the eggs that winter over. back to the tree. See if we can find it in the dark. All right, let's see if we got anything here. Whoop. Ah, darn it. There's a moth over there. Oh, there's the moths. Let's turn the light off again. I'm scaring them away. Move over here. Ah, there it is. I don't know if you guys can see that moth there. It's actually got eye shine shining back at me when I hit the light in the right place. When I was in the rainforest in Belize, that's actually how we found spiders and other things that we were doing surveys of, was eye shine in the winter. All right, there's a lot of ants here. So I must be near an ant nest. I've given them a great food source for the evening. All right, that was actually, there were some moths there, but I sort of scared them away. So let's go check this other tree and see if we're doing any better. I should try a UV light so they don't get scared away. I think I've got an extra one here. I want the long wave UV. You can see my target down there. Let's see if we can find anything here. Hopefully I don't walk into a tree. Although, it might be more entertaining. All right, let's see. Not seeing anything with the UV. Let's go to flashlight here. No activity on this one. I wonder if that toad has gone and eaten all of our moths. Anything down here? Nothing there. All right, let's go to the other tree. 2 more trees to check. And it's dark. Normally I have pretty good night vision, but the light from my phone is making this very difficult. Okay. So what I am discovering, I've never done this on 2 different trees, but what I'm seeing is our daddy longleg is still here. 2 of them. Wow, that's an interesting dance these daddy longlegs are doing. So what I'm discovering is that this smooth bark does not attract anything. There's another daddy longleg, except daddy longlegs. So I'm wondering if it's the texture of these other trees. These are oaks that are attracting. All right, let's go with the UV first. So some animals are not frightened off by UV light. Some are actually attracted to it. I'm not seeing anything. So again, the mixture I used, I could have used a few more bananas. I only had 1 rotten banana, but I mixed up. There's a little fly. Actually, I'm going to guess that's in the crane fly family. Got those long dangly legs. Mixed some sugar and beer, dissolved the sugar into the beer, and it was a stale beer. I'd left it out by my compost pile for a few months. And then once the sugar is all dissolved into the beer, then you mash your banana into that. And then you take that mixture and smear it onto the tree. So I actually used a paintbrush to get that cover the trees in this area. And you can see they're still shiny and wet where it was. But unfortunately, again, this is a cool evening, and I think we may be too late into the summer for all of those insects that I'm trying to attract. All right, let's head back over one more time, see if we have anything different on there. This doesn't mean I'm not going to try this again. So, if at first you don't succeed, try and find bugs somewhere else. And a few little tiny ones still. Go back and check the UV because we were getting better luck on the UV side. Looks like about the same as what we had before. All right, I'm going to take a second here and see if there are any questions that I missed. I also want to take this opportunity to remind everyone that I would do these programs, Facebook Live programs, Tuesday through Friday at 11 o'clock. And if you miss them live, you can go to the website, meigspointnaturecenter.org's virtual learning center, and see a lot more of the programs that I've been doing. You can also go to our YouTube channel, Meigs Point Nature Center YouTube channel. I'm going to ask everyone to subscribe on our YouTube channel. I'm going to check. Actually, my mom's on and she says go back at 10 and see what happens. I will come back out a couple more times. I'll leave the setup going, and if I find something, I'll go live. So I'll make sure that you guys have a chance to see it. If you miss it live again, it'll be archived in the on the website and on the YouTube channel. So until next time, this is Ranger Russ signing off from my yard, looking for insects. I will see you next time.